Have you ever wondered how a company can completely fail at its original goal and still become a global powerhouse worth $15 billion? Most people assume Discord was a stroke of genius launched to conquer the world, but the reality is much more chaotic. It was actually born from the ashes of a dying dream. Jason Citron, the founder, wasn't trying to build the home for 30 million communities. He was trying to build the next big hit in the gaming world, specifically a game called Fates Forever. Imagine a world where the product you use every single day was only created because the thing its creators actually loved was a total disaster. This isn't just a story about software, it's a story about the brutal art of the pivot. We're told tech giants are built on visionary plans, but Discord was born from pure, unadulterated desperation. The game was failing, the money was running out, and the clock was ticking down to zero. But hidden inside that failing game was a secret weapon, a tiny tool that would change communication forever. Today, we're looking at how a failed video game created a tech giant.
The year was 2014. Jason Citron was already a success story in Silicon Valley after selling his previous company, OpenFind, for over $100 million. But he didn't want to be a businessman. He wanted to be a game maker. He founded Hammer and Chisel with one goal: to create the first true core gaming experience on tablets. The result was Fates Forever, a beautiful, complex game which looked a lot like League of Legends but played on an iPad. The reviews were great, the art was stunning, but there was one massive problem. Nobody was playing it. The game was struggling to find an audience in a market dominated by casual mobile hits. But as the team played their own game, they realized the biggest frustration wasn't the gameplay itself, it was the way they had to talk to each other while playing. Tools like Skype or TeamSpeak were bloated, old, and frankly, terrible. They consumed too much memory and were a nightmare to set up. Citron saw a gap, a small, narrow window of opportunity, and he decided to do something insane. He told his team they were going to stop building games and start building a chat app.
The transition wasn't smooth. Imagine telling a room full of world-class game artists and designers that their beautiful fantasy world was being scrapped for a gray and purple chat interface. Half the team left. They didn't sign up to build a messaging tool. But for the ones who stayed, the mission was clear: fix the internet's voice problem. They wanted something that felt like a room you could just walk into, not a phone call you had to initiate. Citron and his co-founder Stan Vishnesky spent months obsessing over latency. In gaming, a millisecond of delay is the difference between winning and losing. They built Discord to be always on but incredibly light on your computer's resources. It was a technical marvel hidden behind a simple interface. However, when they finally launched in 2015, nobody cared. For the first few months, Discord had 0 users. They were shouting into the void. They had burned through their venture capital and were staring at a total collapse. They needed a miracle, or at least one very loyal group of nerds. The breakthrough didn't come from a massive marketing campaign. It came from a single post on Reddit. A developer at Discord knew a group of Final Fantasy XIV players on a specific subreddit. He jumped into their thread and said, "Hey, have you guys tried this new thing called Discord? It's better than TeamSpeak." This was the turning point. A few players tried it, then they told their friends. They loved that it was free, they loved that they didn't have to pay for servers, and they loved the low latency voice quality. Suddenly, the numbers began to move. From 10 users to 100, then 1,000. The team realized they had accidentally built something that people didn't just use, they lived in it. Gamers were keeping Discord open all day, even when they weren't playing. It became their digital living room. By the end of 2015, Discord was growing at a staggering pace, adding thousands of users every single day through nothing but word of mouth. The failed game was officially a memory, and a new titan was rising. By 2017, Discord wasn't just a niche tool for gamers anymore. It was a threat to the established order. Microsoft, Sony, and even Valve's Steam were looking over their shoulders. Why were people leaving their official platforms to chat on this third-party app? The secret was the community. Discord introduced servers, allowing anyone to create their own corner of the internet for free. You could have channels for voice, channels for text, and channels for memes. It was organized chaos, and people loved it. But as the platform grew, so did the costs. Running high-quality voice servers for millions of people is incredibly expensive. Most tech companies would have sold out to a giant like Google or Facebook. But Jason Citron had been there before. He knew that if he sold now, the soul of the platform would vanish. Instead, they doubled down on a unique business model: no ads. They refused to sell user data or clutter the screen with banners. Instead, they launched Nitro, a subscription service for cosmetic perks. It was a gamble. Would people really pay $10 a month just for bigger emojis and animated avatars? The answer was a resounding yes. Then came 2020, a year that changed everything for everyone. When the global pandemic hit, the world moved online overnight. Suddenly, it wasn't just gamers using Discord. It was study groups, knitting circles, cryptocurrency enthusiasts, and families. The company realized their branding was actually holding them back. The "Your Place to Talk" tagline was born. They pivoted their marketing away from gamers only and toward everyone. They simplified the interface and improved the onboarding process. The strategy worked. By 2021, active users doubled to over 150 million people. Discord had become the essential infrastructure for the modern internet. It wasn't just a chat app, it was where digital culture was being created. From the rise of NFTs to the organization of massive social movements, Discord was the stage where it all happened. They had successfully transitioned from a gaming tool to a global utility, a feat very few companies have ever pulled off. In early 2021, the tech world was rocked by a rumor. Microsoft was in talks to buy Discord for a staggering $12 billion. It made perfect sense for Microsoft. They wanted to integrate it with Xbox and their enterprise tools. For the founders, it was the ultimate exit. They would never have to work a day in their lives again. But then, they did something that shocked Wall Street. They said no. Discord walked away from the $12 billion deal. Why? Because the leadership believed they were building something bigger than just a subsidiary. They wanted to go public on their own terms. They wanted to remain the neutral Switzerland of the internet, where you can talk to your friends regardless of what console or phone you use. This decision solidified Discord's status as a true independent power. Shortly after, Sony invested in them instead, creating a partnership rather than an acquisition. It was a masterclass in knowing your own value. Today, Discord stands as a testament to the power of paying attention. If Jason Citron had been blinded by his desire to make Fates Forever a success, he would have missed the multi-billion-dollar opportunity staring him in the face. The lesson of Discord is that failure is often just data in disguise. They didn't succeed because they had a perfect plan. They succeeded because they were willing to listen to what their users actually needed. They replaced the friction of the old web with the flow of the new. As we move into the future of AI and the metaverse, Discord is positioned as the central hub of human connection. It's a place where communities aren't just hosted, they're built. So the next time you fail at a project, don't be discouraged. Look closely at the tools you built to help you finish it. Your greatest success might not be the thing you're trying to build, but the thing you built to help you try. Discord's story proves that sometimes, to change the world, you first have to let your original dream die. I hope this deep dive gave you a new perspective on the strategies and the relentless mindset behind these global icons. If you enjoy deconstructing business empires and tech legends in this Tech Archive style, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. That way, you will never miss a new blueprint of history. For those of you ready to explore more boardroom coups and technological breakthroughs, I have handpicked 2 videos for you right here on the screen. Click one to keep watching. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.